Sup, my name's Cold Flow. Let's make some house music. Alright, so in today's video I thought it would be fun to play with my new Christmas present. This is the Vochlea, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Dubler or Dubler. Here's one of the boxes, a super cool box. Look at the green bottom, super sick. Yeah, I'm not here to do a review on it because there's a ton of reviews and cool videos, and I just thought it would be dope to include it in a workflow scenario with me making some house music. I've been trying it out a bit for what I thought would work out really well, and it hasn't been working in the way that I thought I could use it in my workflow. It's not to say that it doesn't work. I think it absolutely does what it's intended to do, but as you know, with making music, you got to kind of develop your workflows and try things. And I thought, well, I'll really put it to the test if I just try to do an entire song only using this tool. So, you know, triggering my drums, all melodic ideas, like really make this go through the paces and do not touch any of my keyboards physically, my keys, or don't play or record any percussion. Just do everything with this. So yeah, we're gonna make some house music. It's not gonna be like a fully produced and arranged, composed song, but I wanted to make something kind of concise and see what I can crank out with this bad boy. So let's get it cracking. All right, so I'm going to load up Omnisphere. And I already have a patch in mind that I want to start with. It's kind of like, I've used this patch and kind of like done stuff with this patch in so many songs. And all right, load up this 5th Unisons patch and let's get the Vochlea going here. All right, so I'm gonna use the control side, which is this melodic side here. Oh shit, I just clicked on some keys, which made a custom scale. Let's do a, I wanna do a minor, and I wanna do, I don't know, let's do G minor? Yeah, let's do G minor. Kind of fresh, right? Let's try turning on chords. Okay, so I'm not really feeling the way the chords are coming out on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in a MIDI effect, and I'm gonna put in a chord trigger. And I assume that if I hit this chord trigger, if I trigger with the Vochlea, that I'm just gonna be able to do something from here. So let's do minor 7 ninths for sure. Let's do this. Here's another thing, right? You have to be able to actually hold a note to be able to trigger these things, which makes things also more complicated, because the nuances of your voices, like doing it with something like trying to hold a particular chord without any wavering, is going to be tough. So I'm gonna go for like a short stab. All right, let's work with that. And I'm gonna drop the octave on these because to like sing it in my voice was not gonna happen. So and let's go ahead and we're gonna give it some rhythmic idea. So I'm gonna rock out with the shaper box. And we're just gonna mess with some filtering, and we're gonna pick a rhythm that works for us, and then we're gonna kind of mess with it. So I'm gonna try to get some more groove going around what I have there. I'm gonna open up another thing of Omnisphere. Okay, so me doing a bass line, doom 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 doom, like trying to come up with something, I'm realizing that the octave is too low. When I drop my octave, the octave that it's detecting to try and do it, because I'm trying to be bassy, right? Like make a bass. Well, it sounds like I probably have to shift. Doom 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 doom. Yeah, like it's like I have to push up an octave just to get like me feeling natural, rather than me going doom 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 doom. Like that's, you know, it's just weird. So I guess maybe this combination of things, we'll see if I can get the result I'm hoping. All right, so now pad idea, kind of a bass idea. I'm not really super into it, but I don't want to spend a lot of time messing around. I'm already feeling like maybe it's just because normally I can just play keys, but I feel like I'm trying hard to get these bass notes to some kind of like natural kind of feel that I know I can get with my fingers and I can sing with my mouth. But for some reason, there's still like this disconnect. And I tried messing with some of the settings, still not really doing what I was hoping for. All right, so now I don't know, I'm just trying to fill the gaps and like create more groove before I add in percussion. I tend to like to work that way, where melodic ideas and like those repetitive things, they glue and groove together a little bit, and then hopefully the percussion even brings in more. So I'm gonna go ahead and load up Logic's ARP. Okay, sick. All right, so I'm gonna change the input device to the doubler. So now this is gonna actually be a microphone. I'm just not feeling this bass at all. Let's try this again. So this is one of the issues that I think I'm running into with this is like, there's like a level of expression that I feel like my mouth is portraying, but I'm not capturing. And I've played around with some of the settings and leaving the velocity control on and off, the stickiness, or input sensitivity, trying to like get a sense of like, am I just not doing it right? Maybe the clarity to how the way you train the sound to trigger it. There's probably all of those things, and it probably requires a level of dedication that it takes to use an instrument to learn the nuances of the instrument. So what I mean by that is like, this keyboard has its own kind of action and feel per the patch that it's triggering because it's MIDI, versus like if I'm playing my SV1, it's got a different action because of the simulation with the weighted keys, and it has kind of its internal stuff. And if I'm using MIDI through it, it has a completely different aspect even further to that if I'm comparing it to this keyboard with aftertouch and so on. And all of the keyboards, it's like there's probably a very real musical learning curve element to this that I thought would be more expressive just inherently when I was using it, and I think I was wrong. Maybe it will get better. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's me and not this. But it's like there's too many things that I do as a musician, even at the very, I think I consider myself like a very basic level. There's things that I can do that the way I try to express it, it's just not coming across with my voice in this machine. So let's try one more attempt with doing some bass, and that's our groove. So let's see if we can get like a cool bass line or not, and go from there. Sucks because I'm hearing a bass line, I'm playing a bass line, but I cannot get this to translate that for me. It's frustrating because I know I can just play it so easily. That was so natural to like boom, 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 like kind of what I was like trying to find with my mouth. It's like it's like the ideas in my head, it starts to come out of my mouth. The machine doesn't respond in the way that the notes that come out of my mouth, whether I mean I know for a fact that I don't have perfect pitch, and the nuances in vocal bending and expression are super crazy. So I think it's just super hard to actually vocalize the ideas that you really want without giving in to the musical aspect of what this is going to force upon you. I wanted to try to make a groove and do some things, and maybe even do some like leady kind of weird vibes. So let me put in this groove that I did. Let me try one more lead thing since the bass has failed, and then we'll really call it. Yeah, so I think that that's probably like one of the, I mean, percussion wise and beatbox wise, I could see it being really helpful, but I'm not a good beatboxer. I would love to see, maybe I'll go to the YouTubes and see if I can find like a professional beatboxer that's been using it and see if they're able to get those musical ideas across, or is it them having to learn this like it's a new instrument. It'd be interesting to see. It's definitely not for me because I'm already trying to continue to learn about 1,000 other instruments. Doing leads with this is pretty interesting because kind of just like playing and flexing and doing weird things with your voice, whether you can hold a note or not, and getting that kind of like translation to where it can put you in a particular scale. Of course, there's a lot of other things that kind of lock the MIDI information going into scale, so I don't think the software is necessarily that important, but the way that it triggers, I think is pretty cool. I think overall, you know, everything about the product is high quality. It's just, it comes down to, I think that it is its own musical instrument, like the way that if you were to buy a really simple drum machine, like a 909 style drum machine, it's its own musical instrument that until you spend the time to really learn how to properly express yourself with it, you're not going to get the results that you think. And, you know, it's a little disappointing for me because I thought that there were ideas that I might get out of this, especially percussive, but it's just not, doesn't seem like it's keyed in that way. So, with that being said, I'm still going to continue to use this idea of vocalizing my ideas and translating those into my fingers or percussion or whatever the case. If nothing else, I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining. And again, this wasn't a review, but it gives you a real life look into somebody who's using it and not trying to just do the best things with it and showing you what it's best for. I'm trying the technology out just like the next person. I just happen to try to make house music with it. So anyways, I don't know. Let me know if there's something you think I should try, whether it's a plugin, a synth, or something where you think, hey, it would be dope if you tried to make a house tune just using that. Let me know what's up. Write me a comment. Hopefully, if nothing else, the honest look at this deserves a like from you. And yeah, subscribe because I got videos coming out every week. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Peace, players. Get your boogie on.